Hi, Chantal.
Hi.
Thank you so much for giving us a chance and the privilege to actually celebrate your achievement. We just recently found out that you've been nominated for quite a big role, Mrs. India South Africa.
A finalist for Mrs.
A
India.
finalist for Mrs. India South Africa. Now, before we actually get started with this conversation, tell us just briefly about yourself. Who is Chantal? Who is this dynamic, young and driven career woman that I'm looking at right now?
Okay, I'm from down KwaZulu-Natal. My hometown is Parkreni, a little small one-road town, so very little activity going on there. And I am here up in Joburg for about 14 years now.
It's been a while.
My career, yeah, it's been a while. So my career started with the 4 major banks, and then I worked for other insurance companies as well. And I've been with Lion now for 3 years. And what drives me is a balance of obviously a quality life for my family,
yes, of course,
and you know, doing the best I can and for myself, and continuously improving myself within the work environment and making a contribution to society, whether it's going over weekends to feed the homeless, inspiring and playing with kids who don't actually have parents.
So then now, my question to you in this regard is, how do you strike a balance? You're not only a career woman, you're not only a wife, a mother, a daughter, a sister, a cousin to many, but you're also a student, you're also an ambitious young woman who's driven, who's pre-existent in a democratic South Africa. How do you find the balance? How do you strike it all together into one communal zone?
It's very, very difficult, Prince, but you have to obviously plan yourself.
Yes.
You have to make time for every single aspect of life. You have to be there for your kid, be there for your husband, be there for your family. I'm a student, still studying my associateship, and be a friend. And you know, make associations with different people, interact with different cultures, you know, bounce off ideas of different people, and you learn to actually grow as a person.
Yes, yes.
You know, not getting one perspective of life from someone and then just running your life as a monotonous.
Yes.
I chose to enter Mrs. India South Africa because I wanted to do something out of my comfort zone. I've always been a little nerd in a sense that...
you a nerd?
A little nerd, yeah. I always like to study and, you know...
understandably so.
Study and improve myself in things. I never ever was exposed to like modeling or the cameras or public speaking or anything like that. So when my friend, actually she was, she read about this in the magazine and she said, why don't you do this? Because you are a perfect ambassador for a woman, because you strike a balance between home and life and still, you know, go for belly dancing lessons and things. So I did. Yeah, I do every Mondays.
There's a lot to know about you. Okay.
So it's also about keeping it interesting, and life is a journey, and in the race of life and time, you know, you only want to be better than what you were yesterday.
Yesterday, of course.
I think women, they make a mistake of always comparing themselves to others. You're not either intelligent enough or not pretty enough, or you're not beautiful enough, or whatever it is. But they're always comparing themselves to others. And I think I want to be ambassador for Mrs. India South Africa to say, you know what, we are all different. We come from different races, different cultures,
traditions, all those things.
Exactly.
Experiences even.
But what we are, we belong to one human race. And we need to embrace our imperfections, our flaws. You know, we are not perfect, and we must accept that. We are not perfect, but embrace it. Don't try to be perfect. And I think women, actually, they put a lot of pressure on themselves trying to look perfect and be the best. And there's this, you know, this stereotypical kind of behavior where this is the trend now.
And
we all must get
to be followed.
Yes, this is the brand now name that we all must use. And we all must wear. And you know, this is how we must talk. This is how our hair must be. But guess what? People actually want you to embrace your differences and say,
yes.
you know what, I'm not going to be cloned like everybody else. I am a human being. I am different, and I'm embracing these differences. And I think women also being very cattish and being very breaking down other people, breaking down other women, talking down and to women, it actually says a lot about the person, the character.
Yes, and your brand as well.
Exactly.
Yes.
If they could be more inspiring, building on people's strengths rather than their weaknesses, and even if it's a friendly conversation or
those
mentoring.
Those little gestures, those little things that we do.
The little things that we do just to touch someone's lives. And it's not only about empowering women, and this Mrs. India South Africa is not only about empowering women, it's about making a difference to society.
Yes, yes.
Creating a platform.
Which is what we currently need.
Yes. Creating a platform for women where they express their inner and outer beauty. Because obviously there has Miss India or Miss South Africa or whatever, but you don't ever hear Mrs.
Chantal, just briefly take me through this. Why is it Mrs. India South Africa and not just Miss India South Africa? Is it targeted at married women or just women of all sorts from all walks of life?
Yeah, it is Mrs. because it's targeted at married women.
Oh.
I think because obviously when someone gets married, since time immemorial, people actually, when they get married, the woman has to give up a lot. And
you think so?
Yes,
okay.
Of course. Firstly, they have to give up their surname, and it was kind of you will give up your surname, you know, with no really choice. So people didn't, I think women didn't question it, they just did, you know.
Yes.
And they were the ones staying at home and rearing the children and things. And I think as time has evolved, we as women, you know, we want to make a difference in society, add a contribution, show men that we want to be respected. We want to be your equals, and we should be respected in the workplace, in all the spheres of life, you know. And also to show that the role of the woman is ever changing.
Yes.
No longer are we put in the back seat where nobody notices us.
So there's equal opportunity now, you're saying?
Yes, there is equal opportunity, and I feel that women, they have a very specific touch. You know, they can multi-skill better and things. Okay, maybe. Okay, not certain men can, but I'm saying that they have strengths in all sectors. You know, and
they're hands-on. That's what you're trying to say.
They're hands-on, and I mean, you don't see a husband who will wake up in the night after their child vomits all over the duvets and still has a report to submit and cleaning up and, you know, washing up and things.
I'm praying I become that kind of husband.
And I think that as society is evolving, men are becoming also realizing their role. They need to step up to the role in the home as well.
So then now I'm hearing all of this. My question then is, where does this leave the men? And is it an issue of competing against the men, or patriarchy, so they call it, or seeking empowerment and seeking agency and a voice, just shouting out to be heard as a woman and saying, hey society, I've arrived, I'm capable, I'm able. Is it that, or is it just competing against the male species?
No, I'm not a sexist. And this platform is not about being a sexist. It's about being equals to the man and saying, I'm an equal, respect me for who I am, I can bring value, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's in the home, whether it's, you know, in society, making a contribution, just recognizing the woman. And also I think women, they have lots of strengths also to bring to the workplace, to bring to the society. They have their touch, you know, that can make a difference and touch people's lives and have that motherly instinct, that natural motherly instinct to rear children. And by bringing all this into play and bringing to less fortunate, just that little motivation for even the less fortunate to get to where you have been already, you know, like for example me, I came from a very disadvantaged home. My parents were never professionals. my mom was a housewife,
yes.
and my dad, obviously, he worked, and
different era.
Yeah, in a different era. And I came from a conventional home, let's just put it there. And then, so I always wondered, like, I never heard my parents argue, but I just, like, whatever my dad said went. And I used to always say, but Mom, why are you not arguing with him?
Yes, you were questioning the trends. You were questioning all these restrictions in society against women.
And, it was always taken that, okay, whoever brings the money home, they make the decisions or whatever, and, but as you grow up, you start questioning these things. You're like, I guess if my mom worked and my mom was a professional and my mom contributed to the household, and think she would have a voice as well, not just what my dad says goes. So I think also, like, from a young girl, I always questioned, why are women, like, sitting and being kind of ignored, and I said, and I always said, whatever happens to me, I want to earn my own money, earn my own stripes, and make sure that I am not in a position where someone is dictating to me, a partner or anything.
So now here you are working for the only level 1 triple B in short-term insurance in the country, Line of Africa Insurance.
Yep.
And it has given you, a woman, the opportunity to be in a managerial role. Yeah. So what does that say to you? How does that resonate with you as Chantal? You're working for this dynamic company with a blend of diverse cultures and all those things. How does that resonate with you and your own personal brand?
Prince, I always say that if you shine from within, you don't need the spotlight.
Yes.
And I believe that if you're trying to do something good, and if you want to inspire women and motivate people and empower women, somehow the energies will align itself for you to do that.
Yes.
And I told you I didn't have any intention of applying for this role.
Yes.
But I wanted to, when my friend challenged me and she said, why don't you apply? I said to myself, you know what, it's something out of my comfort zone. I never done it before. Life is too short, let me try. What's the worst I can say? No, You
never know.
Exactly. Yes. And when they phoned me to say, come, you are shortlisted and things, and interview.
Shock of your life.
It was such a shock of my life, seriously. And I always also, growing up, always had this kind of inferiority complex, and says, I'm too short, I will never, go and model or do something and go on stage and things. And, and here is a platform that stared me an opportunity to say, you know what, go and challenge yourself. And go out there and go and find out exactly if you can do this.
Yes, yes.
And for me, it's whether I win or not is irrelevant.
Yeah.
But the fact that I put myself out there and challenge myself.
Yes.
I mean, it's a great story to tell my grandchildren.
Yes. And we celebrate with you.
When I'm 50, when I'm 50 or 60 years old, I can tell my grandchildren, listen, I was up on the stage there. I was I was a finalist. And that's a great story. And I think it takes courage also. And to show other women. It
takes a lot, yes.
You know what? You may have children and you may be fat, big, thin, short, pretty, ugly, whatever
society tells you to be.
Exactly. You can still pursue your dreams.
Yes.
And you must never ever stop believing in your dreams, whatever you do. And you're never ever too old to try new things.
You're never ever too old to try new things. Okay, now, just to find out, here you are, how was the reception here at work? How were people being, the culture and the level of tolerance for women? Because I see you have a pivotal role. You've got a very defined opinion when it comes to the enlistment of women within society. And you work here at Line of Africa Insurance, and I just want to, what is the culture around the tolerance of women and giving them agency? Because I can see you're evident to that, you're in a managerial role.
Yes. I think, well, in Line of Africa, I must say, compared to the other companies that I used to work for, Line of Africa is very embracing with women. They respect women. They give us equal opportunities. They don't box us. They don't say, okay, women are good in admin and clerical work, go and do that. or women are not good leaders, so they shouldn't be managers. They actually enhance our capabilities,
they
our
propel
skills.
You go
exactly.
further. Okay.
And I think it's one of the very, very few companies that have such a diverse group of people and that celebrate each other's weaknesses and strengths.
And strengths
and
as well,
we leverage
yes.
off each other's strengths, and we learn from each other as well, you know. And I think that also being a voice, this platform will also give me, lend me a voice to speak to women who are doubting themselves,
yes, yes.
who feel that they are not worthy, and to also give them that confidence and that push and that belief in themselves.
Yes, yes.
And within, I am very lucky to be part of the Lion of Africa
within the
brand
pride,
and
yes.
the pride. And I feel I'm blessed because there's not a day where my ideas were ignored
yes.
or I was ignored as a person. I've been given my manager, my executive, they've given me basically free rein to write the rules again, the processes, to do
Pursue
things differently,
yourself,
to innovate, and not I can tell you now, there's not a single day that goes by where they don't commend us on a good job done. And
which is what everybody seeks. You seek recognition.
Yes, you do.
And I think we grow from recognition. People tend to say we grow from weakness, but I think it's actually the opposite. You grow from being recognized.
Exactly.
Because once you get someone recognizing you and saying, actually, hey, Chantal, you did good. You want to do it more and more and more. And I think that's where we actually start changing societal trends. So now I'm hearing you and I feel your soulfulness and your attachment to the Lion brand and this Mrs. India South Africa finalist nomination.
Yes.
What is your key message to women? What is the one thing you'd like to say to every other woman who's watching and who's there behind their desk and looking at you and saying, Chantal did it, I could actually do it. What is their stepping stone? What do you want to say to them?
Well, I want to say to them that they must believe in themselves.
Yes.
They must embrace their strengths, and they can always work on their weaknesses. And we are all not perfect. We all have flaws. We all have weaknesses, imperfections, but embrace it.
Embrace it.
And be true to yourself and your own brand. And always be classy and sophisticated in whatever you do, you know. And that's a philosophy of mine. I mean, women, you know, they need to always maintain a standard of class and sophistication, and but at the same time be aggressive in a way that's in the workplace that shows that, you know what, they're not scared, they're not afraid.
They're capable, they've got potential.
They have potential, they have great ideas, they can move forward, and they can take the business forward as well. And my message to other women is believe in yourself. You are not perfect, nobody is perfect, but compete against yourself. In the race of time, you know, women, and in the race of life, I think women, they so hard on themselves and they doubt themselves. And I want to say, stop doubting, you know, stop, believe in your self-worth, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else was going to believe in you.
Yes.
So it's up to you to make that mental change to say, I am worthy and I deserve. I deserve better, whether it's financially, better job, whatever it is.
Within society, within your marriage, within wherever. So now, Chantal, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, and I bet a lot of women who are going to be looking at this and watching this will feel inspired and motivated. I as a man myself feel inspired and motivated to do more and actually start appreciating the existence of women within society. Now, your last few words, just few words, just to wrap up, your last message that you want to give out to the pride and the people who are going to be viewing this. What do you want to say to this dynamic pack of people who move together, who recognize themselves as the pride?
I would like to say to them, if you have confidence, self-belief, and want to challenge yourself every day, you should do that. And to always aspire to new adventures and new heights, greater heights. And I feel that no matter what you do and what you do in life, if you have a passion within you to be better than you were yesterday, then you can never ever fail.
You can never ever fail.
Exactly.
Failure is not an option.
Exactly.
Thank you for watching, dear Pride member. That brings us to the end of our interview with the fantastic, career-driven and wonderful Chantal Balla. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.